So on my never-ending search for the perfect backpack camera bag, I stumbled across this bag, the Darklight 20 liter from ThinkTank. I've owned many ThinkTank bags in the past. I've always been a big fan of theirs, so I decided to buy this bag, give it a shot. So yes, I bought this bag with my own money. This is not a sponsored review. This video is sponsored by Squarespace, so if you need a website, I'll tell you all about them in just a bit. But I've been using this bag for probably 2.5 months, I'd say now, and I've been using it enough and I have enough thoughts about it that I'd like to tell you all about it. But before I start yapping about my opinion and how I'm using it and everything, let me just give you a quick rundown on everything the bag is and what it offers, just so we're all familiar. Looking at the front of the bag, you have this MOLLE panel here. This is all laser cut using MOLLE clips. It's a kind of standardized system, I guess you'd call it, or proprietary system maybe, I don't know. I know it's popular with like the tactical crowd. I'm not really into that, but I do appreciate a good utilitarian system like this that just lets you use it however you'd like. You've got lots of different attachment points all over the bag for different things, but right here on the front, you've got this laser cut MOLLE panel. And on the back of the bag, this is where you actually have access to all the camera gear. So some people like to have access on the front, some people prefer it back here. This isn't one of those camera bags where it's sort of divided in half, where you've got a big open area and then the camera compartment down on the bottom. No side access for the camera. Everything is accessible through this back panel right here. This back panel also houses a laptop sleeve, which will fit a 16-inch MacBook. That's the whole reason I've been on the search for a new backpack style bag. I still prefer using a small shoulder bag if I'm just going out for a day of shooting, but I've grown more and more reliant on utilizing just one bag that holds everything I need. That way, it's just all ready at once. I can get out the door with everything on my back and my hands are free, usually carrying a child. As I said, no side access, but you do have a lot of options for storage here on the sides. Right here you have this little pouch which can hold a water bottle. You can also strap it down up here with this strap. You can also put a small tripod in this side if you want. The Peak Design Travel Tripod, which is what I have my camera on right now, that fits comfortably in here. I love that about it. But you also do have this side right here where you have all of this webbing to attach different pouches, or if you wanted to use this side to attach a tripod, you could do that as well. Above this MOLLE panel, you have a zipper right here for a front pocket. This can hold an 11-inch iPad Pro, and it also has a little zippered pocket in the front. You have a little quick access, kind of small compartment right here up top for just quick access items. And then around that, you have essentially quick access to a camera. So I could also get to my MacBook from this quick access if I wanted to, but really the main use for this for me is being able to have quick access to my camera. Don't worry about what's in there. We'll talk about that later. It is storming like crazy outside right now. I don't know if you can hear that, but the bag also has this really nice, like thick mesh padding on the back and on the shoulder straps, so super comfortable. And of course, on the shoulder straps, more webbing here so you can attach different things to it. The bag also comes with an included rain cover and chest straps and waist straps as well. The bag is 19.5 inches high by 12 inches wide by 8.5 inches deep, and the bag weighs 3.4 pounds, including the dividers, the rain cover, and the removable waist belt. So now that you have an idea of what the bag is and how it functions, let me tell you some of my favorite things about the bag. Number one, it stands up. This is small, but no matter how heavy or light the bag is packed, it will just stand up on its own like this, and I appreciate that. Also, the top access right here. I much prefer this over having side access, where you would kind of sling or swing the backpack around and sort of treat it like a sling bag where you're opening it up from the side here. Maybe it's just the fact that I'm less likely to like accidentally leave it unzipped and swing it around and something fall out. I don't know. I just feel much more secure and safe with this kind of method. If I just bring the camera around me and open up the top, or if I'm just setting the bag down and it doesn't tip over and I can just easily open up the top of the bag, reach in, grab my camera. It's just nice. It just works. This feels more like a box than a bag. I like a rigid camera bag. And what do I not love? Genuinely, The only thing I really don't like about this bag is this front pocket here. Not the front panel itself, but the actual pocket inside, specifically the iPad Pro sleeve. This is made to hold an iPad Pro, and unless you're giving it like your absolute full... this is not an infomercial. I'm not trying to make this difficult. Doing this one-handed, legit, is like this every time. Unless I'm giving this my full two-handed, undivided attention. And even then, that's with the Magic Keyboard case. So maybe that could have something to do with it. The front pocket here, the sleeve for the iPad, where it's telling you to put the iPad, there's no elastic at all in this. So not only does it not hold it in place, it's very loose and just not sturdy. It doesn't slide in easily as a result of that, and it's not a shallow, it's not a thin pocket. So I really don't think it has to do with the Magic Keyboard case. I think a lot of iPad users use cases like this. There's just no structure to this at all, and it's a nightmare to put in and out of the bag, because every time you touch it, the whole thing just gives. And this is a nitpick, for sure. But it's the only thing I really don't like about the bag, and it kind of drives me insane. I'm considering cutting it out entirely so that there is no divider between my iPad and my notebook, because typically the two of them live together. It's just they can't both fit in that sleeve. And getting this in there is... and putting the iPad away. I understand first world problems, but this is a bag review. Come on. It holds both of these things. It's just kind of a pain. And there's also no padding at all in the front here, which I don't know how much padding you could give, but considering this is where they're telling you to put the tablet, you know, the big flat thing made of glass, I feel like there could be a little bit more padding in here, especially if you're going to be laying the bag down in order to get to the rear camera access, you know? Although maybe their workaround is the waist straps, like the waist belt. You can kind of swing it around and lay it in front of you without laying the bag down. It's a nitpick, but this front pouch, if it could have had just a little more give, some like elastic, some what do they call those? The gussets or something? Again, I'm not the bag maker here. I'm just trying to offer some feedback. If this was a little bit more flexible, where you could actually have a little more structure in the bag while also giving it some more padding, I really think that would have made this like my ideal bag. If this just came out a little bit more with a little more padding. No camera bag is perfect, but I think that this would have really taken this bag to as close as it gets to perfect for my needs right now. And I'm going to show you what my needs are while we're all here. Let's talk about how I've been using the camera bag and what all is in the bag. I'll tell you all about that in just a minute after I pay some bills and tell you about the sponsor of this video, Squarespace. Over a decade ago, I built my website, mattdayphoto.com, with Squarespace, and since then, they've continued to be the #1 place to build your own website. With all of their customizable templates, it was super easy for me to get started. Back then, I used my website to showcase my wedding and portrait portfolio. Clients were able to contact me directly and even schedule appointments. Nowadays, my website is my personal shop for self-publishing, so I can sell my own prints and zines and photo books. Everything I do is built right into my own Squarespace website, where they're constantly raising the bar by implementing new useful features. And if I ever need help with anything, they have 24/7 award-winning customer service. If you're a photographer, I highly encourage you to give your work a place to live. You can try Squarespace out for yourself for free at squarespace.com, but when you're ready to launch your site, go to squarespace.com/MattDay. Use the code MattDay at checkout. That'll save you 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. So thank you again to Squarespace for sponsoring this video and supporting this channel. All right, so let's take a look at how I'm using the bag right now, and I have configured it a million different ways over the last few months. It's going to continue being modified, but this isn't necessarily what I would have every single day leaving the house, but if I were to pack the bag out, this is how much I can carry, and you'll see I've still got room for more stuff. Right off the bat, bullet journal. This is like the, the official bullet journal. Bullet journaling is something I've done for a long time, but I just recently tried one of these out. I'm about a month in so far. and I hate to say it, but I think it was done just right. More on that later if you're interested. This little zipper pocket, sometimes I have USB cables in here. Oftentimes, though, I don't put anything in here because I don't want to have anything getting smashed here in the front between the journal and the iPad Pro with the Magic Keyboard. As I mentioned, this area is very, very packed, so I usually don't keep a ton of things in this front pocket, but occasionally it's useful just as a catch-all, but really, that's where this top pocket right here comes into play. This is really the catch-all. This is one of the most useful pockets for me, just because it's stuff I would regularly need to grab. A couple of pins for journaling, Micron 03 and TWSBI Mini. Little small rig tool with a long weekend wrist strap on it so I don't lose it. Shout out Willie. Some Orbit gum, and yeah, that's it. And yeah, the little air tag on the front. Just the normal stuff that would go in my pockets, but I hate having my pockets full of stuff. AirPods always go in there, sometimes keys, otherwise I just clip them to the front. When I don't feel like filling my pockets with stuff, this is great. Over here on the side, where you would keep a water bottle, I have the DJI Osmo Pocket with the mic and everything. This is just sort of, I think this is like what they call the creator combo, but if I'm ever going somewhere and I'm going to be filming with this, which I've been filming more lately, I usually just take these two pieces, put them in this side pocket, and it's pretty much everything I'd need. But I don't know. It's not perfect. I've been using it a lot, and I don't know. I could share my thoughts, but really, who cares? Let's talk about what's in the back of the bag here. The main dish, so to speak. First of all, take this out. 16-inch MacBook Pro that I've used for a few years now, I think. When I need to pack everything, this is the bag for it. So right here we have the Nikon FM2. If maybe you saw the recent video, you'll saw how I acquired this one with the 35 f2, the 50 f1.8, and 24mm f2.8. So I just kind of stack these because the front element isn't getting touched and I don't have filters and it's old glass and who cares. That goes in there like that, or I guess really like that. So the rear cap is facing up. Polaroid i2, I've been using this thing, well, since it came out a lot, but lately I've been using it a ton. So that stays up here. Love that it just fits in. So that just stays up here. I've got a few packs of Polaroid film. 600 reclaimed green. I'm saving this. This is my last pack of it, but I want to shoot it soon before it starts, you know, getting dated. Production date was July of 24, so time's wasting. A little roll of gaff tape because it's always useful. A little Sekonic light meter if I feel so inclined to use it, which I usually don't, but it's such a small light meter that I kind of feel like I should keep it just in case, especially for some tricky situations when I'm using the i2, but it probably hasn't been used since I was in Put-in-Bay. Over here, another shout out to Willie. We've got the long weekend film pouch, but I actually use it to kind of divide up my digital and my film stuff. So I've got film on one side, but then over here on this side I have USB-C cables, couldn't remember what those were called, hard drives, things like that on that side, so just keeps everything nice and tidy. And little Anchor USB-C power adapter, I just use that for pretty much everything that I need to charge. And yeah, oh, the big open compartment right here. Normally this is what holds the Nikon Z8 and 35 1.8, which is what I'm using to record this video. So that just sits neatly right here, and underneath it I just keep the included rain cover for the bag. It just adds a little bit more padding underneath the Z8, so if I'm setting the bag down, there's just a little bit more, you know, cushioning between the camera and the ground. You might be asking, where is the M6? But lately I've just been running this FM2 and I'm really enjoying it. Some days I do bring the M6, and when I do, I can easily fit it in one of these side pockets here if I need to. Again, this is just what I'm using today and how it's configured today. This is always going to be evolving. Thank you all for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it gave you some insight into the Darklight 20-liter bag. If you've been on the fence about it, or if you've been considering it, it's the same thing. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments down below. If you're interested in the bag or anything else that I shared, if there are links for it, I'll be sure to put those in the description. Those will be affiliate links. This ain't no picnic. Thank you all for watching this video. I love you guys, and I'll see you soon. See how long this storm is supposed to last. Oh, tornado watch. These conditions are expected to last until 1 a.m. Tight.